Imagine waking up one morning, opening the newspaper, and reading a headline that says, "The Eiffel Tower has been sold, not rented, not closed, not damaged, sold." It sounds ridiculous. After all, how could anyone sell one of the most famous landmarks in the world? The truth is, they couldn't. But one man convinced a wealthy businessman that he could. And unbelievably, it worked. In 1925, a smooth-talking con artist managed to pull off one of the boldest scams in history. He convinced successful businessmen that the French government wanted to secretly sell the Eiffel Tower for scrap metal. One of them believed every single word. He paid an enormous amount of money, thinking he had just purchased one of the greatest engineering marvels ever built. The man behind the scam wasn't a politician. He wasn't a government official. He wasn't even an engineer. He was simply a master of manipulation. His name was Victor Lustig, and what makes this story even more unbelievable is that after getting away with the scam once, he came back and tried to do it all over again. This is the incredible true story of the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. To understand how such an impossible scam worked, you first have to understand Paris in the 1920s. Today, the Eiffel Tower is one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world. Millions of people travel to France every year just to see it. It's difficult to imagine Paris without it, but when the tower was first built in 1889, many people hated it. Some artists described it as an ugly iron monster. Newspapers criticized its appearance. Writers argued that it didn't belong in the heart of Paris. Even decades later, the tower was incredibly expensive to maintain. It needed constant repairs, fresh coats of paint, and regular inspections to protect the iron from rust. Newspapers occasionally reported just how much money the French government was spending to keep the tower standing. To most people, it was just another news story, but to one man, it looked like the perfect opportunity. His name was Victor Lustig, born in what is now the Czech Republic. Lustig wasn't an ordinary criminal. He wasn't known for robberies or violence. His greatest weapon was his ability to make people trust him. He spoke several languages fluently. He dressed like a wealthy businessman. He was polite, confident, and incredibly persuasive. Where other criminals used force, Victor Lustig used psychology. He understood something that many people still underestimate today. The best scams don't begin with lies. They begin with believable stories. One morning, while reading reports about the Eiffel Tower's expensive maintenance, an outrageous idea entered his mind. What if he could convince someone that the French government had decided to secretly sell the Eiffel Tower for scrap metal? It sounded impossible, which is exactly why almost nobody would imagine it was a scam. But convincing someone would require more than just a clever story. Victor needed to look like the government itself, and that's exactly what he set out to do. Victor Lustig knew that a lie, no matter how convincing, wasn't enough. People don't hand over fortunes because of a good story. They hand over fortunes because they trust the person telling it. So before he spoke to a single businessman, he built a perfect illusion. He created official-looking government documents, letters stamped with what appeared to be French government seals, professional paperwork, formal invitations. Everything looked authentic. Then he selected his targets, not bankers, not politicians, scrap metal dealers, men who had both the money and the experience to understand the value of thousands of tons of iron.